Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am the Blue Geek and it's time for another update video. I have 4 pickups in this update. Some really good titles. Again, picking up a lot of bargains. This one I have to show you was the last of the eBay pickups that I had. If you remember my last video, I mentioned I was waiting on one to come that I was hoping would have arrived the day I recorded that video. Well, it finally turned up the day after, and here it is Colour Me Blood Red. Now, I know absolutely nothing about this. It's a blind buy, but if you can see the title up there, it's a something weird video release. It's one of the many films by the great Herschel Gordon Lewis. This came out in 1961. It's basically about an artist who is getting criticized because he doesn't have any sense of colour. So he decides to create new paintings using his own blood, and then he basically turns into a serial killer, killing people to get more blood to create more paintings. As I said, it's a blind buy. I know of H.G. Lewis's films, but I've never seen any of them. It looks like it's kind of sleazy, kind of cheesy, sort of thing I'm into. As far as special features, it pretty much bare bones, only features some trailers and the standard of some of these older DVD releases, the interactive menus and the chapter selections. But it was only £2 on eBay. I couldn't pass on it, so glad to have that in the collection. And the next 3 titles are what I actually picked up yesterday. At the moment, this whole week, I have actually got some time off work. I've just basically taken it easy first couple of days. Went out yesterday to do some hunting. I had some stuff that I needed to take into CEX to trade in for some store credit. I actually got quite a fair bit of store credit, something like £17. Took me a couple of stores to look around before I could find anything. I wound up getting these in the bigger of the 2 CEX stores here in my home city. And these were all for good prices. So the first one is another 88 Films release. It's one that's been on my hit list for a long time. It was CX were doing this for £6, so I thought right time to pick up on that. Is Luther the Greek, or just Luther? You can't really see the geek in the bottom there. Basically this is from doesn't give a date. Does it have a booklet? because 1990 this comes out. This came out, so it was right to the middle to tail end of the slasher boom of the 80s going into early 90s. And what this basically is about is a young child who witnessed a chicken's head being ripped off basically by a carnival geek, which turned him a little bit unstable. He spent time, it says incarceration, but didn't say whether it was prison or mental institute. And basically, he goes back to his hometown and goes on a killing spree. He also has metal teeth, so it sounds a bit cheesy. It got good reviews from Gorezone and Fangoria once it came out, but it did get have issues with distribution, or I believe 88 Films have made this uncut. As far as special features go on it, 2K transfer from the original negative, uncompressed LPCM audio, optional English subs, an interview with Stacey Hadjuk, I think that's how you pronounce it. Featurette called Remembering Luther with Callum Waddle. An archived interview with the director Colin J. Albright. An interview with Will Albright. A trailer, the booklet, which I'll show you in a second. So that's the booklet. It's only a thin little booklet. Actually, looks like it might be a Trauma release, or it was in some way presented by Trauma, which if that's the case, then it should be very fun. And of course, with all 80 film releases, it has a reversible cover, and that's the reversible artwork. That actually looks better than the new cover, so I think I might swap that out. If you're one of those who are serious collectors of the 80 Films releases, this is number 29 of the Slasher Films collection, so very much looking forward to seeing what that one's about. But the last two titles are ones I am very familiar with. One I've been wanting to see for a long time. I've wanted to get this particular release of it for a long time, and the other is a childhood favourite. They're both Batman films. First one, the one I've been wanting to get for a while, is Batman Assault on Arkham. This is actually the 2016 re-release, and you can tell the difference because this artwork is completely brand new for this release. the other artwork was more of a comic book style when that came out in 19, I was saying the 90s. The first release of it was 2014, so 2 years difference. I actually prefer this artwork. It looks absolutely amazing with that green faded into purplish background. There's the back of it. That's more like the art style that's on the original cover. And the reason why I wanted the re-release is because it's actually a 2-disc set as opposed to 1 disc for the first one. And the reason it's a 2-disc is because it comes with this, which is Secret Origins, the story of DC Comics, which is doesn't say, but I believe it's a fairly long documentary just profiling the history of DC Comics. That was the reason why I wanted to get this, because I'm a sucker for documentaries. I'm a big DC fan as well as Marvel fan, so glad to have that one. And that's the other side is the movie disc, which is just plain like a teal blue, and all that has as a special feature on it is a sneak peek at Justice League Throne of Atlantis, which is kind of origin story for Aquaman. Basically, what this is about is Batman foils the Riddler's latest plot, but there's a crucial piece of evidence to bring the Riddler down, which has to be removed from Arkham Asylum, which is where the Suicide Squad come in. Of course, everyone's familiar with the movie Suicide Squad. 3 of the members of the squad from the live action film are part of the team for this movie, that being Deadshot, Harley Quinn and Captain Boomerang. Or the other 3 members of the squad from the film, which are Killer Croc, the guy with the tattoos, does the fire, I can't remember his name, and there's another member that I can't remember. It's ages since I've seen the Suicide Squad movie, but the other 3 members of the squad in this film are Killer Frost, who may be more familiar to Arrow fans as the alter ego of Caitlin in The Flash, King Shark and Black Spider. I've seen clips of this film. It looks really good, so I'm looking forward to watching this in full. I might even pop this in tonight to watch. And the last pickup, as I said, one of my childhood favourites. This came out when I was 7 years old. So I was still a little bit too young to go and see it in the cinemas, but I did see it on home release, is Batman Returns. This being the sequel to the 1989 film, which surprisingly I don't have, nor do I have Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. So it's kind of weird that out of the four um, big blockbuster Batman films, I've gone for the sequel first to put in the collection. But I do love this film. It brings back Michael Keaton as Batman, who is up there with Adam West and Kevin Conroy as the best iterations of The Dark Knight. Danny DeVito was brilliant as the Penguin, and Michelle Pfeiffer, oh boy, she is sexy as hell as Catwoman. Doesn't give too much of a synopsis on the film, but it's your basic superhero film. Batman foiling the bad guys. Bruce falls for Catwoman's alter ego, Selina Kyle. And they're joined in the cast list by Christopher Walken, Michael Goff, who plays Alfred throughout the full live action movie saga from Batman to Batman and Robin. Special features, it's absolutely loaded for special features. Commentary by Tim Burton. A making of feature called The Bat, the Cat and the Penguin. Shadows of the Bat, the cinematic saga of The Dark Knight Part 4, entitled Dark Side of the Night. Parts 1 to 3 are on the Batman release. A music video by Susie and the Banshees. Beyond Batman documentary gallery of featurettes called Gotham City Revisited. The production's design of Batman Returns. Sleek, sexy and sinister, the costumes Batman Returns. Making up the Penguin, assembling the Arctic Army, Bats, Mats and Dark Knight, the visual effects of Batman, and inside the Elfman Studio, the music of Batman Returns. There's also profile galleries for the heroes and villains of the film, and a theatrical trailer. So absolutely stacked release. So glad to have this in the collection. I'm going to keep an eye out for the standalone releases of Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. But for now, I'm glad to have this in the collection again. And that's it. Just a very short pick-up video. I do have a little bit extra credit after buying them 3 titles, so I might have a look out for another title, maybe try and see if the other CEX in the city centre has the other Batman films when I am back at work on Monday. And anything else to pick up throughout next week will probably be in an update video next Thursday if I can get around to it. But until now, that is it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment down below if you've seen anything I've shown, particularly these 2 titles. Let me know, are they worth a pick-up? But for now, that is it. I've been the Blue Geek, this has been the Blue Geek Reviews, and I will see you next time.